Welcome to the 2024 ITE Open Call Portal Navigation and Application Support Guide. The topics covered in today's video are how to set up an account on the RHF Funding Opportunities Portal, the different supports available to you for your application, how to submit an application through the portal, and how to check your application status once submitted. Let's get started. Create an account on the RHF Funding Opportunities Portal. First, we'll head to the RHF website to get the link for the funding portal. Head to rhf-frh.ca. Click on Programs and navigate to the Indigenous Teacher Education Initiative. Click on Grants, and at the bottom of the page, you'll find a button that says Apply Now. You will be linked to the Rideau Hall Foundation's Funding Opportunities Portal, where you will see the following page. Before you register, be sure to choose your preferred language, which will be the language of the application. Then navigate to the top right and click on Log In. Here, you will log in with your email address that you'll use for your application, so please ensure that you're using a work email. Enter a password and click Register. Next, fill in the following form in order to receive your login information. Once you have hit Submit, you should receive an email with the subject line RHF Funding Portal. This email is confirming your portal access request. Once we give you access to the portal, you will receive an email with the subject line Welcome to the RHF Funding Opportunities Portal with an activation link and your username. After clicking on the link, you will be prompted to set a new password. And just like that, you're in. Now that you've set up your account, let's explore the supports available for your application. On the Funding Opportunities homepage, click on Learn More about ITE, which is short for the Indigenous Teacher Education Initiative. On the ITE homepage, you'll have access to resources under the FAQ tab and the Application Support tab. View the Frequently Asked Questions tab for initial questions about the ITE grant. For more in-depth application support, visit the Application Support tab. Here, you will find the detailed granting guidelines document, the scoring matrix, and PDF versions of both applications. All of these documents can also be found on the RHF website under the ITE Programs Grant page. Let's dive deeper into the granting guidelines document. The guidelines, available in both English and French, provide important information on the two application streams, including an in-depth explanation of the granting themes, including examples of possible projects under each stream, as well as application types and limitations for past grant recipients, new and returning applicants, and those applying with a partner organization. The guidelines also cover the grant's eligibility requirements. In order to be deemed eligible for either funding stream, the applicant must be able to tick one of these boxes. Please refer to the hyperlinks provided on the CRA's Qualified Donee definition. Make sure to read the application requirements before beginning your application so that you know which documents you must prepare ahead of time. The documents you need to provide will depend on your organization's charitable or non-charitable status. You will not be able to submit your application without uploading all the required documents listed. Next is one of the most important supports for your application, the Evaluation and Selection Process section, which includes a deep dive into the 4 priority areas being evaluated with specific examples and recommendations on how to structure your answers. Other sections in the granting guidelines include the geographic and demographic considerations, the budget guidelines, including non-allowable expenses as well as allowable expenses, the funding terms and limits, and the key dates. Please make sure you read the guidelines in entirety before beginning your application. Another major application support available to you is the scoring matrix. Your application will be scored on 4 priority areas. Priority 1, Indigenous representation and relationships. Priority 2, relevance and deliverables. Priority 3, outcomes and impact. And priority 4, the budget and innovation. Because the application has a click-through format, we recommend that you preview the application in a PDF format if you're applying for the reinforced stream or the retained stream. Both streams follow the same format for the application, beginning with types of applicants, applicant information, organization overview, project overview, and then project description. Notice that the subheadings under project description follow those of the scoring matrix. Indigenous representation and relationships being priority 1 of the matrix, relevance and activities falling under priority 2, expected outcomes and project evaluation under priority 3, and project budget under priority 4. Your entire application will be scored on how innovative it is, which is also part of priority 4. Following this is a section for additional information, and finally, closing with your application requirements, which you'll need to upload in order to submit your application. Finally, you'll be asked to sign a declaration, then you'll be able to submit your application. Now that we've gone over the supports, let's create an application. Click on Apply to ITE, hit Next, read the types of applications, then hit Next. Then choose the funding stream that you are planning on applying to. Let's apply to the reinforced stream. Be sure to fill out each field on this page. If you see the symbol in the corner of the field, know that you can expand it. Under type of organization, please choose one of the following. If you choose other, know that your application will automatically be deemed ineligible. If I choose Canadian Post-Secondary Institution, including Indigenous College, University, or Institute, it will give me 2 options, one for a charitable registration number or a nonprofit or other legal registration number. Know that you can only fill in one of these 2 fields. If I have both filled in and I click on Next, it will automatically come up as an error, prompting me to choose one of the 2 fields. If I fill in charitable registration number, automatically there will be 3 documents required of me at the end of my application. If I instead fill in a nonprofit or other legal registration number, there will be 4 required documents at the end of my application. Let's go to the next page. Here, you'll provide the primary contact information as well as the primary signing authority information. Applicants are able to submit a joint application in partnership with other entities. If you will be applying with another partner, click on Yes, and please be sure to identify the lead organization and/or institute, as they will receive the funding and assume the responsibility for any reporting and grant management. Click on Next, and now you'll fill in the organizational overview. Keep in mind, in this section, you'll start to see word counts. Please be sure to adhere to the word counts or you won't be able to continue with your application. And remember, you can expand these sections as you see fit. For the reinforced stream, make sure that your project start and end dates are within the requested funding time, which is 1 to 4 years. For the retained stream, this will be between 1 to 2 years. Indicate all the groups that the project will be supporting, and indicate all the provinces and/or territories that the project will be supporting. Click Next. Now we have reached the most important part of your application, the content where you will describe your project. Be sure to pull up your scoring matrix for reference, as the 4 priority areas are indicated in the application using these subheadings. It's also a good idea to have the grant guidelines handy, as they go into detail about the context of the questions and provide examples on how to format your answers, specifically under the evaluation and selection process section. This section takes a deep dive into the 4 priority areas. Under each priority, the highest weighted indicator from the scoring matrix is provided and further explained. There are also a few questions which have formatting recommendations, such as the question on project activities and timelines, and the 3 questions under outcomes and impact. Please review this section in detail before filling out your application. Once you begin the project description section, remember that you can expand all of these fields to fully view your answer. Also remember to adhere to the maximum word limit. If you go above the word limit, you will not be able to proceed to the next page. Once again, refer to the granting guidelines for the format on the question on activities, as well as the question on short-term outcomes. And finally, the question on the project's anticipated reach. Click Next. On the project budget page, please be sure to download the project budget template here. If you missed the opportunity to download the project budget template, you'll find another opportunity at the end of the application. Once you click on the template, it'll open in another window. Make sure to download it as an Excel file so that you'll be able to view and fill it out correctly. For the reinforced stream, you can request funding up to a maximum of $1 million over 4 years. And for the retained stream, you can request funding for a maximum of $500,000 for 2 years. If you are not receiving government funding or have other sources of funding, please be sure to fill in the field with a 0 rather than leaving it blank. Click on Next. Add any additional information, then hit Save Application. If you want to take a break and continue with your application in another sitting, make sure you click on Save Application or all of the information will be lost and you'll need to begin with a new application. Once you hit Save, you'll still be able to make changes on the following page, which is where you'll be uploading all of your application requirements. On this final application page, you'll be able to view your application in entirety. If you aren't happy with any of the responses you submitted, just click on the pencil and you'll be able to edit them. Make sure to hit Save so that your changes are recorded. Now let's scroll up to the application requirements. You won't be able to submit your application if all of the requirements are not uploaded. My application has 4 requirements because I submitted as a nonprofit corporation under my legal status. If I submitted under a charitable organization with a registered charity number, I would have 3 requirements, including a T3010 form, which encompasses these last 2 requirements. Let's upload our requirements, beginning with the budget template. If you forgot to download the budget template earlier on in the application, you can also access it here. Just right-click and hit Download. Upload your budget template, then be sure to hit Submit. This is not submitting your entire application, just this one requirement. Go back and do the same thing for the rest of the application requirements. Now you'll see the status for budget template has changed to complete. Once you submit each budget requirement, you won't be able to change it. If you mistakenly uploaded the wrong requirement, please reach out to the RHF team and we will support. Now that the status of all my requirements have been set to complete, and I'm happy with all of my responses, I can submit my application. I will be asked if I submitted the application with all of my requirements, which I have. Then I will be asked to declare. Hit Next. And your application has finally been successfully submitted. You will be able to see the status of your application here. Here, you'll find all of your applications, those that you've submitted, those are still in progress. Thank you for your interest and commitment to supporting First Nations, Inuit, and Métis teachers in Canada. We look forward to receiving your applications. If you have any additional questions, please contact us at indigenous.autochtone@rhf-frh.ca. And be sure to sign up for the ITE newsletter on our website.